Navigate through the gallery using the arrows, and click on each picture to read or see successful people's breakthroughs using the paradigm concepts.
The most important thing is that you have a vision, that you have a goal. Because without that vision and without that goal, again, you're drifting around and you're never going to end up anywhere.
This is what it is, okay? I said, empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless, like water. Now, you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now, water can flow, or it can crash. Be water, my friend.
You know, I want to represent an idea. I want to represent possibilities. I want to represent magic, right? That you're in a universe and 2 + 2 = 4. 2 + 2 only equals 4 if you accept that 2 + 2 = 4. 2 + 2 is going to be what I want it to be. You know, and there's a redemptive power that making a choice has, you know, rather than feeling like you're at effect to all the things that are happening. Make a choice. Like, you just decide what it's going to be, who you're going to be, how you're going to do it. Just decide. And then from that point, the universe is going to get out your way. It's like, it's water. It wants to move and go around stuff, you know. So for me, I want to represent possibilities.
Obviously, you knew somewhere inside yourself that you were destined to be famous, because I think it's really a marvelous thing, that visualization thing you did. Do y'all read about this or hear this? That you used to go up on Mulholland Drive and park
every night
and visualize seeing yourself as...
Yeah, I would visualize,
This is when you were broke and poor.
You know, right, having directors interested in me and people that I respected saying, you know, I like your work, or whatever that is, and I would visualize things coming to me that I wanted or whatever.
This was in like 1987, 85?
Yeah. And I had nothing at that time, so it was like, but it just made me feel better. It made me, at that time, all it really was for me was kind of making me feel better. I would drive home and think, well, I do have these things, and they're out there. I just don't have a hold of them yet, but they're out there.
Okay, so you would get this from what, self-help books or whatever?
Yeah, self-help section.
Self-help section.
They've renamed it the Jim Carrey wing.
So didn't you write yourself a check? I heard that you did. Is that true?
I wrote myself a check for $10 million for acting services rendered, and I gave myself 5 years, or 3 years maybe, and I dated it Thanksgiving 1995. And I put it in my wallet, and I kept it there, and it deteriorated and stuff. But then, just before Thanksgiving 1995, I found out that I was going to make $10 million on, I think it was Dumb and Dumber, maybe.
Dumb and Dumber, yeah. So you visualize yourself like... Visualization works if you work hard.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's the thing. You can't just visualize and then, you know, go eat a sandwich.
I love that.
What are you afraid of? And do you agree with that comment that you attract what you fear?
Apparently, I'm afraid of great actors.
Well, I mean, positively and negative. I mean, you attract, now, you know, not just what you fear, you attract what you feel, what you are, what you attract. What's on your mind.
It's like the law of physics. I don't know how anybody can disagree with that.
Today is the beginning of the rest of your life, and it can be very frightening. It's a new world out there. It's a mean world out there, and you only live once. So do what you feel passionate about. Take chances. Don't just aspire to make a living. aspire to make a difference.
Well, you psych them out.
A lot of time I make predictions of what I'm going to do before the fight. That makes me nervous because I've gotten so good at it until people really look for me to do it. See, if I said man's going to fall in round 5, like I predicted 5 round on Henry Cooper here, he was stopped in 5, but it was on a cut. It wasn't because he was out. But like usually when I'm on a spot with predictions, it worries me because some people really gamble and bet money on the rounds I say.
On the prediction?
And they say, if you don't get him in round 7, I'll lose my house, I'll lose my car. I said, yeah. I said, did you really believe that I meant that? I said, yeah, I believe it. That worries me.
Yeah. What about the this prediction thing? I mean, is that just a showbiz thing? I mean, or do you really mean it?
It's a little show business. It helps the crowd, and I mean it, but I put emphasis on it. And then a lot of time I've been lucky enough to predict 17 times what round. I missed 4, but 17 of them I predicted, which is almost a miracle.
Can you predict other things as well, apart from boxing?
A lot of things that I feel is going to happen, like a lot of people, and like sometimes, like we might go a half a year without an airplane crash, and I'm flying every day, and I said, it's time for a plane crash. I mean, I don't wish for nothing like that, but I said, things are too quiet. And 2 or 3 days later, a plane crash landed in here. And it's always 2 or 3 in a row. And and a lot of times I feel a lot of things, but I can't. I'm sure we all have this built-in radar what we predict, or we feel something's going to happen, and when it happened, we just say, I knew this, but I just didn't say anything about it to nobody, but you knew it.
You have to meet the vibration. You can't be above or below it. It's just what I was talking about, negative energy, positive energy. In order to draw the thing to you that you want to come, you can't want it so much that you fear that you won't get it. You have to want it. So in order for me to be on your vision board, you must have put it there and then you let it go.
So the first one is like attracts like. You have to understand, you are a magnet. Whatever you are, that's what you draw to you. If you're negative, you're going to draw negativity. You're positive, you draw positive. You're a kind person, more people are kind to you. So you're like a magnet, you know, and you got to understand something about like attracts like. If you see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. This is so true. You've got to grab this.
So I know your company is called $7 because you found yourself at one time in your life with only $7 in your pocket. And you've now turned that around.
I did. When I had a dream, and that dream was to play professional football. I fell in love with the game of football, played at University of Miami. We had great teams. We won a national championship. My goal was to play in the NFL. Again, because we didn't have a lot of money, so I wanted to be the first one to buy my parents a house, buy myself a house. I never lived in a house until I was 29 years old. And the dream didn't come true. I didn't get drafted. I didn't get any offers, nothing. I had to work up in Canada at the Canadian Football League. And when I was cut, when I was cut from there, I had, my dad had to come pick me up. And I'll never forget, we were on I-75. He lived in Tampa, came to Miami, got in his pickup truck. We drove up I-75. And I'm 23 years old. I am forced to move back in with my parents, which was, you know, because you want to tackle the world and you have all these dreams, and none of it came true. And it was also hard because all my friends around me, those teammates, they were NFL stars and they became millionaires buying their parents a home. You know, that's the thing, you want to buy your mom a home. So I said, I wonder how much money I have. And I took out my wallet and I had a 5, a 1, and some change, and at least I rounded up. I'm optimistic. So I thought, oh, I have $7. And now everything, my production company and all marketing, everything is $7.
أنا مؤمن جدا بلو اوف اتراكشن، قانون الجذب. أنا يعني طالما الواحد مركز على حاجة معينة، إنك لو أنت مركز على حاجة معينة وفوكس في حاجة معينة، لا هتحصل حاجة كويسة أو وحشة يعني. فأنا مؤمن دايما بحاول أبعد تفكيري شوية عن إزاي تبقى مفوكس في حاجة واحدة وتحصل، سواء حاجه وحشه لان ده انا حاجه مش عايزها، لو حاجه كويسه بفضل مركز عليها عشان تحصل.
طب ده انت كده بقى بتركز انك تجيب جون، فبتجيب
طبعا.
جون.
اكيد اكيد.
بتنزل الماتش عارف، في ماتشات بتنزل عارف انا نازل عارف اني هجيب جون؟
كل ماتش انا نازل عايز اعمل كل اللي عليا وان انا اساعد الفرقه. جبت جول انا اسعد واحد في الدنيا، ما جبتش جول اهم حاجه ان الفرقه كسبت.